What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back. Guys, EXO-6 has given us another pre-order window opening from Star Trek Enterprise. Of course, it's Ensign Hoshi. Now, I think it is, at the very least. I am not initially very impressed with these photos at all, but I want to give you guys my take, and I'm curious if you guys are feeling the same way. So, of course, stick around. If you like the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. Check out my new badge. Love to see it. And let's get into it. Live long and prosper.
YouTube, the final frontier. These are the episodes of the Ben Thomas Show. My continuing mission to explore strange new Star Trek reviews, to seek out new Star Trek collectors and new badass collectibles, and to boldly go where no Trek collector has gone before.
Okay guys, welcome back. So, we've got Ensign Hoshi here from Star Trek Enterprise, and to be honest, I kind of thought this line started to feel a little dead in the water. It's been a while since we got anything from them. We had the Archer way back, I want to say easily a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now, and I was really critical because while I love Captain Archer and I absolutely love Scott Bakula as an actor, the likeness just wasn't there for me. It was close, especially in the facial sculpt, but the hair wasn't right for me, and it just missed the mark. Even the outfit felt a little garbage man-esque. But then we saw a really good Andorian, and I was like, okay, maybe they're picking up steam here a little bit. We're trending in the right direction. But then we also got the T'Pol, and I was very critical of her face because while I think it's extremely hard to capture her beauty as an actress, it just wasn't quite there either. And then we've got away from that line entirely for months and months. Recently, we've seen a lot coming from Star Trek The Next Generation, and as you can see from my comm badge, that is absolutely my favorite, as you guys know, and I've been excited and maybe a little bit blinded, the rose-colored glasses for those figures. In fact, I'll agree with the majority of the folks who watched my last video on Beverly Crusher that I was a little bit too easy on her maybe with regards to how plasticky the hair looked. I wouldn't quite call it Playmates like some of you out there, but I wasn't as critical there. But I don't have quite the same level of nostalgia for Star Trek Enterprise. Now I will say the original song that leads into it still gets me in the feels a little bit. I loved seeing that kind of pre-Kirk era, pre-Next Generation era of Trek. Really finally getting off the planet and starting to explore space and running into these alien creatures for the first time and forming the Federation Alliance, and all of those things were so good. And Ensign Hoshi herself was a great character. Now, she was essentially their translator, and so we got a chance to deal with her quite a bit because, of course, when you're first taking your first steps into the vast unknown of the galaxy and the universe, you're going to encounter a lot of language you've never heard of before. They needed somebody in this role, and I thought the actress did a fantastic job. She was really pretty. She had, some fire behind her at times. She definitely was not a pushover character by any stretch, and wildly intelligent. And if you're going to have the bridge crew of Star Trek Enterprise, she's an absolute must-have. Are we going to get the rest of this line? How long are we going to have to wait? Now, in my intro, I told you guys I was a little bit critical here. I even said, who is this? Pretty much. And I kind of feel that. I think the paint applications on this, at least from these photos, unfortunately are some of the weakest that we've seen so far. I don't know why her hair looks so soft. The paint applications on the face and the skin are wildly soft. The eyes look really dark. Unfortunately, the photography is highlighting, in my opinion, some of the imperfections of the figure. And I'm not sure who took these photos. If 6 Scale Mafia did, Thank you for at least better quality photos lately, EXO-6, I will say, but almost to the detriment of this figure, I am not seeing the actress in here really at all, especially when I have a side-by-side up on the screen. Now, I've said in the past, side-by-sides are sometimes a little bit unfair because, let's be honest, most of our figures, when compared directly to an actor likeness, are going to look a little on the soft side. Hot toys included, in-art included, it happens. But this is still coming in at $205 plus a $20 flat shipping rate from EXO-6. The pre-order end date is October 15th of 2024. It's slated for release as early as Q1 of 2025, so it's not that far away from receiving it. But what about all of the other cast? Are we going to actually get any of those? What I'd really like to see from EXO-6 is another announcement schedule. A map, a roadmap of some sort. What can we start to get excited about? Because to be honest, I know a lot of you out there, and a lot of you have reached out to me, a lot of Trek collectors are starting to bail on EXO-6 at this point. We don't know what's happening, we don't know what we're going to get next, we seem to be getting pretty random characters, and I honestly think that has to do with the fact that they clearly have multiple different teams working on all of these different lines. I think it's the biggest reason for why there's such a vast quality difference from one figure to the next. This is one of my least favorite figures I've seen, though, since the Voyager line. I don't think that this captures the likeness of the actress, and it's way too soft. This gets like a 5.5 out of 10 for me. I know who they're trying to represent with this figure, but it does not do it for me. I wouldn't pay much more than about $120 for this, which is an insult, by the way, to EXO-6. If you guys are listening out there, why? Why is the quality seemingly going backwards after all of this time? I've been advocating for this company for 2 years. Have they ever thanked me? Absolutely not. And they probably never will, especially when they hear these takes. But I am such a passionate Star Trek fan that it pisses me off that these are just not good enough. That these are not as good as I want them to be. I would collect all of these lines if these were premium. It worries me for my favorite lines, like Star Trek The Next Generation. While I was able to give Beverly Crusher a bit of a pass in her hair, she's still not perfect, and I'm waiting to see what Worf is going to look like. I'm waiting to see what Riker is going to look like. How are they going to do his beard? Is it just going to look like brown molded plastic? Honestly, at this point, yeah, probably. Is that disappointing? Kind of. And I don't want to take the wind out of anybody's sails here. I know there are collectors out here who are going to see Hoshi today and be like, yes! I got another Enterprise character, hell yeah! Maybe that's your favorite show, and totally get that. And don't get me wrong, because I'm passionate, because I'm a little frustrated, shouldn't take the yuck out of your yum, sir, but at the same time, when are we going to start collectively saying to EXO-6, this needs to get better? Guys, it needs to get better. You're going to lose your fan base. Honestly, people are going to just start waiting for the next company to start releasing their line of 6 scale Star Trek characters, if it keeps going this direction. While I understand that Star Trek is an extremely difficult line to tackle, because there are just so many characters to choose from, I can understand why you not really know where to go next, and you're probably, as a company, just releasing whatever floats to the surface first. But that's how this feels. It doesn't feel like there's a great plan. It feels like a lot of us are in the dark. And when these finally do come to fruition, a lot of us feel really disappointed by them. So for me, as a 6 scale pundit, somebody who speaks on this stuff all the time and gets to look at this stuff all the time, I would be doing this audience and EXO-6 a disservice if I didn't express my deep dissatisfaction with how this looks. Now, all of that being said, I haven't been happy with some of them that I know collectors out there, once they got them in hand, were a lot happier with. Geordi LaForge was one of those, even for me. Once I got Geordi in my display, I was like, it's a lot better to LeVar Burton than I actually thought it would be. I'm hoping I feel the same way about Crusher when she comes. I'm hoping that I even feel that way about the Jonathan Archer I'd actually ordered about 6 months ago, that I'm still waiting on. But to be honest, I don't know if I want to keep it. The Andorian is by far the best of this line. As far as lines go, in my opinion, I still honestly think that the Deep Space Nine line is probably the best as of right now. followed up maybe by Next Generation, somewhere tied with what we're seeing from the original series, even though I really wasn't happy with Bones either and what I saw from the pre-order picks there. So it's so hit and miss, guys. It's so hit and miss. And to be honest, I wish I had a bit more positive of a take today. In terms of what this figure comes with, at the very least, it does come with the phase pistol that is iconic to that particular era of Star Trek. You get the scanner, which is that precursor to the tricorder, so that's a cool little accessory to have in the box. She does come with 6 hands. She's only 11 inches tall, so scaling-wise, she'll be shorter than some of the males in the collection, which I appreciate about EXO-6. I do think that they've done a good job about scaling bodies. That is one win for them and one Bravo-worthy note, because there are 6 companies that don't care necessarily about actor size, and they seem to, which is good. In terms of the communicator, of course, that early style communicator with the flip top antenna, it also comes with the universal translator, the communicator that fits into the translator. And so, again, early days of the translator, that's part of the reason Hoshi's role even existed. It's cool that they give you that pre-era universal translator, though, in the box. I do appreciate that fact. In terms of the outfit itself, I like that they've tightened it up a little bit. It doesn't look as much like a Garbage Man outfit as some of the previous versions, like the Archer. I think it does look better. I think they nailed the color. I like the little zippers. The zipper on the front seems aggressively large. Like, think about what the scale of that zipper looks like. If you wrapped your hands around a zipper that's that big, it's like, it would be like me having a zipper that's like, 3 inches long, which isn't quite scene accurate to the show, I will say, but fairness, I do understand that scaling down to 1/6 scale is difficult, and likely, honestly, if it was more accurate, it would probably be more expensive. But guys, my question is for you. Is this something that you're planning on picking up? Is this reinforcement for you that EXO-6 might actually be going in the wrong direction when it comes to quality and likeness, sculpting, tooling, all of those things? Paint applications. Like, what happened here? Is this just the lighting and the figure photography that's throwing it off? Maybe a little bit, but I doubt it. Because the folks that have been behind the photos lately are pretty good at their jobs. Which tells me it's honestly the figure that looks soft. And I'm feeling a little disappointed. But guys, not to end on a sour note, of course, I appreciate the fact that you're here in the Star Trek community with me. I get to be one of the only lucky folks out there that talks about 6-scale Star Trek, and so I'm so happy you guys get a chance to come on the ride with me this journey all this time. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. Live long and prosper, everybody. Let me know if you're picking this one up. I'll chat with you in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Wow, what a great audience. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
It's gone. It's all gone.